Hello, YouTube. This is Huntsman9, and I'm sure after you saw what was, on my title for is, Tekken 7 is a fighting game, right? Here's the thing. What I need to talk about for Tekken 7. I have to talk about this game because it's almost not even like a fighting game, and at this point, I'm gonna say it's not a fighting game. Why? Here's the thing, until Rage Art gets fixed, I'm not going to call Tekken 7 a fighting game. Why is that? I'm going to get to that in a second, because I'm going to tell you this first, and tell you this right now. Tekken 7 is like Shinobi Strikers. You're probably thinking, how can you compare those two? Shinobi Strikers isn't even a fighting game, right? Right. And that's also another thing. Even though Shinobi Strikers isn't a fighting game, that's the point I'm trying to give to you about Tekken 7. Because it's almost like it's not a fighting game as well. Let me explain something. Let me explain this to you. The same company that made Tekken 7 is the same company that has been working on Shinobi Strikers. And they're basically almost the same game. I mean, as far as skill level goes, it's almost the same. They are both paid to win. Literally. Both of these games, they take no skill. I mean, I know you could put skill into, of course, a game like Tekken, right? But the way it's been going, the way this game has been made, mechanic-wise, it's not even taking skill for people to beat you or beat anybody. Alright, now let me start with this. The main reason, I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me a while ago, at least maybe a few months ago, maybe 5 months ago. I'm playing someone on Tekken 7, right? I'm using Lydia, and my opponent is using Bob. These are both DLC characters, right? Obviously, DLC in the first place it's like for Tekken is pay to win. It's basically pay to win, like Call of Duty and games like Fortnite, right? You're probably thinking, well, why are you using a DLC character? Well, my opponent was using a DLC character as well. But here's one of the main points. When I'm using Lydia, right? When I use Lydia, I come up with my own fighting style for her. So I'm not just sitting there trying to cheese like everybody else. I'm trying to be legit. So while I'm playing this person, right, through the first half of the game, right, I'll admit I was cheesing a little bit, but that was during like the first half, because I was trying to get my combos off. I was trying to feel out my combos, get the hang of them, right? So, by the way, on Tekken 7, I've barely won any fights on this game. I've probably only won maybe one games or zero, right? So I'm basically no rank, basically at all, right? So I play this person, and by the way, this person that I'm playing against that's using Bob, they knew way more combos than me. They clearly had way more wins than I had. Clearly was a bigger rank than I am, obviously. And yet, once I started using my combos, once I started being legit, after I felt out, the combat for the game, you know what this person decided to do? They started playing footsies and started backing up, basically running away, using pokes to try and beat me because they knew they couldn't fight me. So, because this person knew they couldn't fight me, they're probably thinking to themselves, you're barely any rank whatsoever. How are you fighting like this? This doesn't make any sense. So this person decides, like I said, the footsies, all that poking stuff. This person decides to start using rage arts to beat me because they couldn't fight me. They couldn't throw hands with me, so they started using rage art to beat me, right? You're probably thinking, like, what's so bad about rage art? Here's the problem. I'm literally destroying this person on Tekken 7. And because their health is getting low, right? When your health gets low, you can use rage art. This person didn't earn their rage art. This person didn't earn their ulti. And yet, you mean to tell me he's gonna beat me because he decided to use like a ulti because I couldn't? And that's the thing right there. There are people like this online. I know it's a lot of people too that are taking advantage of this. They're using Bob's invincibility frame with the rage art so that you can't do anything to them, but they can do something to you. And by the way, when I'm talking about the invincibility frame, I'm talking about the rage art itself. So that you can't do anything. They'll take advantage of it, right? Like I said, this person did nothing to earn their ulti or rage art. And they're getting destroyed, and they're able to just use the ulti to beat you? Or beat me? Nah. Now here's the thing. Because this is the same thing that people do on Shinobi Strikers. There are people that will actually fight you legitly and then use their ulti. Then you got people that, halfway through the game they start to realize, oh, you're a good player. I'm gonna just ult you because I can't throw hands with you. Or you got same people that will just, throw an ult at you, get cheap and lazy and cheese you, the ults. They'll get their teammates to basically finish their job or get their teammates or call on their teammates because they can't throw hands with you. And then I have to explain this to you because it has to do with a lot to do with healers in Shinobi Strikers, which is not just a cheesing class, but a toxic class. And what they'll do is the entire time of the fight, the whole 4 minutes or 3 minutes of that game that you're playing online, you know what people do when they're playing healer? Most of them do. Of course, not all of them, but most of them. They'll sit there and do nothing but heal and run away and then cheese you with their ulti. They'll use their ulti to pitfall your entire team so they get the points and so you'll lose. They'll literally run the entire time of the fight, the whole map. You'll literally be chasing these people around the entire map, and they'll win the game by just using an ulti on you. Did nothing whatsoever the entire match, and this is just like Tekken 7. What I was talking to you about is Tekken 7. Tekken 7's a fighting game, right? For the title, and Tekken 7 is not even looking like a fighting game to me. What it's starting to look like is Shinobi Strikers. And I already said, Tekken 7, was made by the same company that was made that made by Bandai, that a company that also made Shinobi Strikers. I was saying when it comes to the mechanics, they worked on both of these games, right? And that's the problem I have because both of these games are pay to win. Tekken to me doesn't look like a fighting game anymore. This is Tekken 7, right? I have to talk about this because I don't want this to happen to Tekken 8 where people sit there and rage art you all day because they can't throw hands with you. This is ridiculous. Until something is done with rage art, I'm not calling this game a fighting game. And I hope this doesn't happen to, Soul Calibur 7 or any other fighting game where it's just ulti you because I can't fight you. I really hope games don't become like this. This is just, ridiculous and pathetic. It's not legit. Bandai, I hope you're listening to this because your game, to me, is not a fighting game to me. Same, of course, we know Shinobi Strikers in a fighting game, but that's what Tekken 7 is starting to look like to me. I hope it doesn't look like that for Tekken 8. And here's the thing, same thing about, all this stuff with the DLC characters. This pay to win stuff needs to stop. It needs to be more about, real skill. DLC characters should still be fun and have, a bunch of different, variety of moves and, setups and combos and stuff. But you know, it needs more skill. By the way, I'm gonna mention Akuma. It's not that Akuma is broken. The problem is, Bandai, that you need to give your characters a lot of your characters anti-air movesets. That's what we really need right now, in case we ever have a character like Akuma show up in a game like this, as a guest character, for a guest character. But back to this nonsense, this ridiculousness with Tekken 7. Bandai, I really hope you fix this. Because this really isn't what a fighting game looks like. And alright, if you keep Rage Art, okay, fine. But why not have a counter system against Rage Art? I mean, if your opponent's gonna sit there and literally not, do anything to earn the ulti or Rage Art, then at least give us, a mechanic that allows us to counter Rage Art. Like, for instance, what DOA has done, Dead or Alive, they already made a counter system for, Dead or Alive 6, where you can actually counter your opponent's ulti with a reversal. Why haven't you done this with Tekken 7, or hopefully you do this with Tekken 8? Bandai need to say this, because it's just like in martial arts with Tai Chi, where it's a martial arts that's made to counter, basically using reversals, using your opponent's own energy against them. This is what Tekken needs. It needs balance. You need to please give us an ulti that counters the Rage Art. You need to. Because like I said, I'm not calling this a fighting game until this thing is fixed. I have to tell you that. But another thing I'm going to mention this one thing as well. One more time about Akuma. You know how he does Hadouken, right? Why didn't you add, or maybe you could add a mechanic like you did with Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Where Kazuya could literally, duck a Hadouken, where he dashes towards his opponent. I really hope you give us something like that when it comes to projectile moves, where you could, sway or dodge or, duck under it. Not just sidestep, but, other mechanics and movements. And Bandai, while I'm here, I'm going to also say this for Tekken 8. Out of all the Tekken games, we haven't gotten one single angel character. And I'm not just talking about, the character that we already had, that was a female character that already, that had angel wings. Out of all the characters we had, you could have made Elisa like a cyborg angel or something like that for an angelic character. You could have gave her like some type of angel gene or something like that, but artificial. We could have, gotten a character like Jin finally getting rid of his curse and transitioning to Angel Jin or something like that. It's not just, characters like Jin or, Alicia. It's just like, you had so many times you could have even gave us a new character that, had angelic abilities. I'm just saying, man. I mean, we've gotten like a bunch of different characters with different demon abilities and demon powers. I haven't seen any angel characters yet. And I'm not just talking about a character that we've already had since Tekken Tag. Anyway, this is Huntsman9. God bless you. And if you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'm out.